So the SEC just gave clearance for Greyscale to launch another large cap trust that is going to have 6 cryptocurrencies in that trust. Now this fund will be Greyscale's third what they call SEC reporting company, meaning this is going to report directly to the SEC. This fund does not include XRP. I'm going to talk a little bit more about this fund. And some big news on the Cardano front, and that is Charles Hoskinson, who has recently announced some inroads with some other countries in terms of getting Cardano into those countries, a la trying to pull a Bitcoin like they did in El Salvador. And he's trying to get in somewhere else. So we're going to talk about which country that is and what Cardano is actually looking to do in those countries. Also, there is a Federal Reserve Bank president who is now calling on the United States to pull back all of their stimulus measures because it's doing some dangerous things to the economy. I'm going to tell you what he's actually calling for and what some people are speculating what this is going to do to the, not just the stock market, but the crypto market. Hey everybody, my name is Randy and welcome back to the Late Night Grind. And on this channel, I'm covering Ripple versus the SEC story, along with other cryptocurrency news and investment markets. So if those topics interest you, make sure you hit the subscribe button, click the bell notification icon so that YouTube notifies you when I release a new video. And as always, if you're feeling generous, I'd really appreciate if you go ahead, hit that thumbs up button. It really helps out with the YouTube algorithm, helps YouTube to show this video to new audiences. So with that, let's jump into it. So we're going to start out with that Cardano news, in which Charles Hoskinson, which is the founder of Cardano, who recently has been facing some backlash because he made a big prediction last year, would be this massive network with thousands of apps on it and tons of use case happening all over the place. Cardano hasn't exactly lived up to that, so Charles Hoskinson did a live stream and basically tried to save some face and explain that there's a lot of things actually that are going on, even if it didn't live up to his tweet from last year. Now, one of which is actually going after specific countries, a la what Bitcoin just did in El Salvador. El Salvador naming Bitcoin one of its reserve currencies as legal tender. So what Cardano has actually announced is that there are 2 countries, Ethiopia and Tanzania, that have actually recently adopted Cardano to come in and roll out essentially an ecosystem that's going to be used specifically for things like education and internet connectivity, but it's all going to be based on the Cardano blockchain. So one of the other countries that he is also trying to make an inroad with is El Salvador. And so seeing all the momentum that El Salvador adopting Bitcoin as legal tender, as a reserve currency, trying to jump on that momentum, he actually sent all the documentation and all the forms that he had to fill out to El Salvador to essentially propose the same thing, to get Cardano in there to be the blockchain framework and to be basically that underlying blockchain, like I said, for things like education, network connectivity, internet connectivity, and probably a whole host of other things. So Cardano obviously is one to watch, as they've also been added to Greyscale's Bitcoin Trust. Things are starting to happen for Cardano. Let me know in the comment section down below if you are holding Cardano or if Cardano is something that you are actually keeping an eye on. Let me know in the comment section down below what your thoughts are. And getting back to the United States, there is a Federal Reserve president based in St. Louis who's actually calling for the US to basically knock off all their stimulus. Well, this Federal Reserve president basically came out and said he doesn't want to feed into what he perceives as now a real estate bubble. Gee, you don't say, when houses are going for more than 10, 20, even 30% over asking price and there's bidding wars everywhere. Yeah, I'd say that's bubble activity. In fact, I just saw an article where a house out in California, a mansion out in California, sold twice in the same day to 2 cash buyers. One bought it for $15 million and then turned around and flipped it to somebody on the exact same day for $17.5 million. Both cash buyers. And of course the comment on the tweet was, yeah, no bubble activity here, huh? Now, when you combine some of this type of news with the fact that the Fed, the United States Fed, has announced that they're going to be raising rates, albeit I'm sure very slightly, in 2023 rather than their original estimates of 2024 and 2025, the housing market could be looking like something like a bubble to a lot of people. And if you combine that with the keyword inflation that's been trending on Twitter, we're starting to see inflation actually become a concern by the vast majority of the population, essentially as it happens. Now, people that follow economics and things like crypto and investment markets, obviously that's been at the forefront of their minds for a long time, essentially since stimulus packages were even introduced. People were talking about the dangers of too much stimulus and causing inflation and possibly the other negative side of that coin, too much deflation. Now, how the investment markets but how the stock market might actually react to that could be a little bit different than how the crypto market has reacted to it. Now, obviously, a lot of assets go up in value first when there is inflation. Obviously, the housing market, the stock market, the crypto market, things like NFTs, and basically anything that's considered a holdable asset has gone up in value. Well, now the consumer price index is now spiking and skyrocketing. It's now climbing month by month and year over year to highs that haven't been seen in 13 years and in some cases in 30 years. So people are now starting to realize that when the Fed said there's going to be transitory inflation, which means short-term inflation, they might be wrong. And some of this news is probably why you see companies like Greyscale introducing more and more of the cryptocurrency into their Greyscale Bitcoin trust, an Ethereum trust, their large cap trust that is now going to be an SEC reporting company. And this is an interesting thing because as an XRP holder, because as XRP is going through this battle with the SEC, in which the SEC says that XRP is a security, and then on the other hand say, well, it doesn't matter if it's a security or not, we're really just going after Ripple for selling it as a security. And then you see companies like Greyscale adding all of these price indexes in the crypto world into a fund that is the largest institutional Bitcoin holder in the world. You have to wonder what the SEC is actually thinking. Now that's for another video, that's a little more the conspiracy theory side of things. But as of right now, XRP is not going to be added to any Greyscale trust, which right now holds, let's see, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, Chainlink, and Cardano. There's that Cardano again. And so as Greyscale actually launches this large cap fund, which will be in the SEC reporting company, it'll be really, really interesting to see where that goes. Because as of right now, the Greyscale Bitcoin Trust, it's a trust that is closed. You can't go and buy it. Unless you're an institutional or accredited investor, can only buy the daily placements that pop up. The rest of the unlocked trust funds or trust shares are going to be unlocked soon because because essentially once you buy them, they're locked up for a 6-month period. But this is the fun part. Greyscale has now said that their ultimate goal of creating these Bitcoin trust funds and their large cap funds with other cryptocurrencies is ultimately to make it the first Bitcoin ETF. Now, if they were successful, they would be the largest Bitcoin ETF out there. But to date, the United States government has not allowed any ETFs, or excuse me, the United States government has not allowed any Bitcoin ETFs to be approved yet. There are actually several that need to have decisions be made on them, including one from Ark Invest, which is run by Cathie Wood. And if you click on my video from yesterday, I have some interesting news about what Cathie Wood and Ark Invest has been thinking on things recently. Specifically, inflation versus deflation and what that is going to cause the markets to do. So if you are an XRP holder, it can definitely be frustrating seeing a company like Greyscale actually add some of these other cryptocurrencies and altcoins to their trust, but of course it's not full-scale approval. That wouldn't happen until an ETF is approved. So all eyes are on that because an ETF would mean big things for the crypto space, big things for Bitcoin, and because everything is coupled to Bitcoin right now, and if you watch a lot of my videos, I talk about why I think that most things are coupled to Bitcoin right now, including XRP, which is what I cover mostly on this channel, the case of Ripple versus the SEC's case. But in the crypto world, there are a lot of people that have a lot of different interests. So on the community tab on my channel, I actually put up a question because I'm really curious to see what the viewers of this channel and related viewers of this channel actually think or actually are doing, what your actions are saying in regards to the crypto world. So I asked, how many cryptocurrencies are you currently holding? 0, 1 to 3, 4 to 8, 9 to 15, or 15 plus. So it's been interesting to see the response on that so far. So like I said, don't forget to hit the community tab and let me know in the comment section what you think a Greyscale trust would do to the crypto space or a Bitcoin ETF would do to the crypto space. And as always, thanks for watching all the way to the end. Click here to see one of these videos that YouTube is recommending to you guys based on your interests. And of course, I'd always appreciate a big thumbs up. I'll see you guys on the next video.